Please, mettete qualche sedia aggiuntiva. Seggiolina aggiuntiva da dietro. Okay, so thank you for coming.
Well, thanks for inviting us, and congratulations on a very successful.
Thank you very much.
Willing and able to achieve this objective. This is the message that should go out from this meeting today. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Et maintenant le Maroc, Madame la secrétaire d'État, Madame Ahadbak, vous avez la parole.
Monsieur le Président, chers collègues, je voudrais tout d'abord, au nom du gouvernement du Royaume du Maroc, féliciter et rendre hommage à l'Italie pour avoir pris l'initiative d'organiser cette importante conférence ministérielle sur une question d'intérêt planétaire et d'acuité croissante. Si l'engagement confirmé et le dynamisme remarqué et apprécié de l'Italie dans ce processus de réflexion ne sont plus à démontrer, ils sont toujours à saluer. Et le Maroc émet le souhait que les échanges au cours de cette conférence de Rome pourront inspirer davantage notre détermination collective à œuvrer en toute responsabilité et engagement à l'avènement d'une gouvernance mondiale équitable, représentative et inclusive. Monsieur le Président, Mesdames et Messieurs.
What do we expect to see after that?
Our position was really to again reiterate the point that reform of the UN is both legitimate and urgent. There's a growing skepticism that the UN is no longer serving all our interests, and the decisions being taken within the Security Council especially are being taken that affect countries without recognize that Africa is not properly represented. We represent almost 25% of the UN membership, and yet our representation is so sparse.
Yes, sir, Nigeria has for long been trying to get into that Security Council. But, sir, are we still on course? Are we still nursing that ambition?
Well, you know, with global initiatives, you have to build consensus, and we've heard that word repeated time and again, consensus. And one of the points that we made is that in Africa we've agreed that the African Union should present the African candidate or candidates. But we're also saying that this shouldn't be based on a feeling of preference for any one country, but should be based on objective.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Honorable Excellency, I would just like to know your impression after this nice meeting at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Rome, Italy.
I must say I am really pleased by what I've heard from the various members. Countries across the world have all recognized Africa's underrepresentation, and I hope that this will be an important step towards achieving the objectives of African countries to have greater representation in global institutions.
Okay. Please, what is your hope about the security in Nigeria in future?
Well, we're working on it. Security is always a challenge for all countries, and for developing countries even more so, because resources are limited and you're competing for basic issues of development, providing housing, water, electricity in our case. And so we're working on it, and I hope that we will make significant progress.
Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks.
Hello.
Thanks, Steve.
How are you?
Well, thank you. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you. How are you doing? I appreciate this opportunity.
It's my pleasure. I remember saw you last in South Africa.
Yes. This is our ambassador here in Rome. Okay, please. And the Undersecretary for Foreign Affairs.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. Hello. So thank you for this opportunity. How have you been?
Good, thanks. We just finished our, as you know, we've just finished our elections.
Yes.
The general elections taking off on 30th.
Well, our best wishes, and you know you can count with Mexico as a friend, as we have always been. And, all the best wishes for you and your great country.
Thank you very much. Well, let me also congratulate you on your hosting the Cancun climate change conference. I think that everyone was, after Copenhagen, there's a lot of despondency over that. And I think the Cancun gave us another hope for some progress. Perhaps we didn't get as much as we would have liked, but at least it kept the dialogue open, and it was I think a tremendous effort on your part.
Well, we really did everything that was within our reach in order to promote a result, and we are very happy about the results, the way that the conference went, all the meetings for the NGOs, civil society, they were extremely active. They were numerous there, and it was really a very good exercise of dialogue. Remember in Copenhagen, there were so many people put into jail because of the protests and everything. There we had a few demonstrations, but small and quiet, peaceful. So we're very happy about it. But let me share with you that at this point in time, I'm very worried about this follow-up to Cancun. I have met with our South African colleague quite a few times, and President Calderon has also met with President Zuma, and we had agreed that we have agreed that we will work very closely together during this year, and we will do our utmost in order to ensure that the meeting in Durban is a success, because it's also another developing country. It's an African country, which is a region that is most affected, or one of the most affected by the effects of climate change. So I have been, we really have been very committed to working together with them. But so far, Minister, and I really appreciate this opportunity because of this reason, I am worried. I see very, very slow pace and very little political will to move the process of implementation of the Cancun agreements taking place. Let me give you an example. In Cancun, one of the points that we agreed, and which I believe was fundamental in order to get the African group and the island countries especially to join the consensus, was that we will establish a green fund, and we put numbers to that. And the Cancun agreement specified that we would have the first meeting of the transition committee, which is mandated to negotiate the rules for the functioning of the fund, by the end of March at the latest. Well, we tried to comply with that, and we convened the meeting in March, and we received a request, a response by especially the Asian group, saying that they did not want to meet before the first meeting of the negotiating bodies would take place in Thailand. So it was postponed by
1 month.
1 month and a half. 1 month and a half. Then we had, it is going to take place when?
Next one in July.
Okay, so it took place in Mexico. We tried to prepare the meeting in Mexico so that we would have solved all the organizational issues and we could focus on the substance. It was not possible. It was a 2-day meeting, and we spent one whole day discussing questions of organization.
The 21st century has set the international community challenges that are both complex and interconnected. For instance, threat to security and stability, global warming, and sustainable development. These are some of the challenges that demand vision and collective action from the world leaders. It is indeed against this background that the Italian Ministry for Foreign Affairs organized the Conference on Global Governance and Security Council Reform as follow-up to the earlier ministerial conference that took place here in Rome, Italy in 2009.